Hello, everybody. I'm Jen Chaney. I'm a critic for Vulture, and I am joined by the fabulous people from You're the Worst. Stephen Falk, the creator. Aya Cash, Gretchen. Kether Donohue plays Lindsay. And Desmin Borges, who is Edgar. You may notice that there is someone missing. Jimmy Shive Overly is missing. Unfortunately, Chris Geere could not be with us. However, he recorded a video for all of you. It's about 2 or 3 minutes long. Here we go.
Hello everyone, good evening. This is Chris Geere. As you can probably tell, I'm not there with you tonight, and I'm so sad about it. I am filming in northern Spain, in Bilbao at the moment, which is very lovely. However, I'm really sad I can't be with you to celebrate this massive milestone of 10 years since we started You're the Worst. The show has completely changed my life, and I'm so grateful for the experience of those 5 seasons and to have met and worked with the people that are on the stage tonight. They are just the greatest humans and the most amazing artists, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm also very grateful to Vulture Fest for having this event for us, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. So one memory that springs to mind is the day that we saw the set of Jimmy's house for the first time. Stephen had this genius idea to blindfold us all and take us from our trailers to the set. And we'd never seen it before, but we'd heard that they were making the set because we were no longer allowed to shoot at Jimmy's house anymore because the neighbours hated us so much. So they built the stage, and it was just incredible. I'd never seen that work from the production, and the art department and everything was just so good. And I saw it, and it was slightly bigger than the actual house, but it looked exactly the same. And I just thought, this is genius. You know, this was my first real job in Los Angeles, and I hadn't seen that kind of Hollywood magic before. And it was just incredible. I also remember the audition for Jimmy, which was amazing. I remember my audition was at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I got to the audition space 2 hours early because I was so nervous. I'd flown from England to LA to go and read with potential Gretchens, and I just remember seeing Aya for the first time, and we stood next to each other and we did that scene from the wedding, from the pilot. And where she says, can I have a cigarette? And I'm like, they're really expensive, actually. And so we did that one. I was just like, this is so surreal. This just feels right. This feels amazing. And the 4 of us, when we got together after the pilot, we went for a drink together and we said, this could be it. We never knew that we were going to get picked up for the first season. And when we found out that, it was just incredible. And little do we know that we'd actually go 5 seasons and be able to finish it on our terms, which I'm now realizing is incredibly rare in this current climate. So I'm grateful to Stephen. He's changed my life, and you all watching this are just the best fans out there, the worsties as we call you. And I'm so grateful for the experience. I hope you have an amazing, amazing night tonight. And please send me some photos, because I have severe FOMO right now. And I will speak to you all soon. Lots of love from Jimmy Shive Overly.
And that about wraps up the panel, so thanks for coming. So, since Chris is not here, what would you say are the most annoying things about Chris?
Oh my God, so many. Well, no, when he was talking about seeing the set for the first time, I just wanted to give a tiny bit of backstory, because so we shot in Silver Lake on a hill above the reservoir, on a house above the reservoir for the first 2 seasons, and then the neighbors were like, "Fuck you, get out of here," and we were like, "Oh shit!" So we had to build the set, and it was a Schindler house, who's like a famous architect in LA. And so we dug out the original blueprints and built in. It was amazing, so we showed them the set, and it was crazy. But the people who were living there at the house, they had 2 young children. And do you remember this? We invited them down and brought their children onto a recreation of their house. And they were like 4 and 6, and they were like, what the fuck, Mommy? Why is our house here? And why is it better? It was bigger.
It's bigger.
Yeah, it was bigger.
That's funny. I want to ask about something else that Chris mentioned, starting with the actors and then also with you. What do you guys remember about auditioning for this?
Okay, first of all, he's like, we stood next to each other and we just like knew it was it. I did not get the job. I was rejected by FX that day. So Chris got the job and I did not. So I have a less romantic version of that. And then I retested alone in the Orange is the New Black offices with Stephen in a little camcorder being like, make her nicer.
They said, yeah, I mean, that's true. FX said, no, we don't want that one. And this is nothing to do with me, but she was so great. I was like, you have to.
Do with me.
Well, no, I mean, it's not like, this is like a hero story for me, but I went to Landgraf. I was like, please, I think you're wrong, dude. And he was like, I'm the fucking head of FX. Fuck off.
No one tells him he's wrong. You're probably the first person who said you're wrong.
Yeah, probably. But I was so, and anyway, so the point, then I flew to New York and retaped her. And he was like, okay, fine. And then he came to me at the first part. He was like, okay, you were right.
Also, just to correct Chris yet again, after the table read, we did not all go get a drink and say this could be it. We went to In-N-Out Burger so that if somebody got fired, at least we'd be eating a burger during.
Because everyone gets fired after table read. It's like an actor's worst nightmare. You're on alert, like, did they laugh at that joke? Did they laugh at that? And so we were all like eating In-N-Out, like, did they laugh at all our jokes? It was very pathetic.
Do you remember your audition though?
Oh yeah, so my audition, it was actually, I wasn't expecting it. I was actually filming an Audi car commercial that Jordan Vogt Roberts directed. He directed the pilot. And then he was like, wait, she should audition for You're the Worst. So I actually flew to LA for something else, and I like auditioned for you first. And then it went well, so then I got a test deal, and I read with Aya, and me and Aya had met in 2000. So we're both from New York, actors, and I remembered Aya was like famous in New York. Like her headshot was on all the casting directors' walls, and I was like, oh, she always gets a pilot every season. Like, so I was so intimidated to read with her, and we read together, and we had good chemistry, I guess. And then we booked.
Did you know that they didn't even want her for whatever reason when you were intimidated?
I did not know. Actors tend to not know. They don't keep us in the loop. We're just thrilled when we book a job. You know what I mean? We're like, yay, I have a job. So.
By the way, that day after the pilot reading, when we went to In-N-Out Burger, there was a lot of talk of like, oh, I'm getting fired, and I was quiet in the background because I knew I fucking killed that reading. I was like, nah, man, they ain't firing me. I can fucking tell you that. But my audition, I started like sort of the self-tape thing sort of early, and I thought, Edgar's a military guy, so I was thinking hospital corner, so I dressed like in my best, and I was like really like buttoned up and very Edgar-y, but very buttoned up, and I get it was either a call or an email from Stephen after he saw the tape. He was like, dude, get your worst fucking shirt, crumple it up, put it under your mattress for like 24 hours and retape it again. Do not shave. Look like you just fucking shot heroin all night long, dude. And then I did that. And then I was hooping in Central Park, and my phone started ringing, and I ran over, and it was like, hey, they're offering you the part.
Yeah, and I didn't want him at all because I had... He had been, like the year before, I'd done a pilot for NBC with Jeffrey Tambor and Dane Cook, which was exactly as good as it sounds. And Des was in the main cast as well, and we got shut down in the middle of production. They were just like, yeah, no, we're not gonna air this on anything. You can go home. We're like, I moved to New York. You built a $2 million set. Anyway, so I thought he was bad luck, but he wasn't. It was me. It was Dane Cook.
I didn't know this was going to be
guy
You're the
who was
Worst
an out-
Actors. I thought this was a You're the Worst panel. Okay. Sorry, Desmond, you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was just gonna keep piling on Dane Cook, the dude who was 2.5 hours late to my read with him at Wendy O'Brien's office, because apparently, because apparently one of the tires on his motorcycle blew out, and he didn't have another mode of transportation to get there. Dick.
All right, let's talk about all the actors we hate. Who's your...
All right, maybe not. Maybe we'll get to that later.
That'll be the after show.
So we're going to be looking at a few clips from the show and then talking about them on the other side. This first one is a conversation between Lindsay and Gretchen that I feel kind of distills what the show is to its essence.
Could we talk as it's playing or no?
I mean...
Oh, I don't know if it was like commentary.
Oh, like a Mystery Science
DVD
Theater type
commentary.
of thing?
Like DVD extras?
Or like a YouTube reaction video?
Sure, whatever you guys want to do. I'm just here to facilitate.
Sorry, Jen, this is...
No, it's fine. Roll the clip and just let's see what happens.
I'm telling you, Gretch, I'm great. Living alone is way fun. I'm naked all the time, assing everything. 100% 24/7 sprawling.
Oh, I love sprawling.
Sprawling is the best. Sure, Paul messed up the natural order of things. Hot, awesome sex foxes are supposed to leave rich nerds, not the other way around. But it's okay. Paul was just too reserved to be compatible with someone like me, who just wants to truly live.
And sprawl.
And sprawl, Gretch. Gotta sprawl.
So you haven't seen him?
He's been busy planning his new future with the chat room girl.
Beer coos?
Beer coos. Actually, he's coming by later to drop off his keys.
You want me to be there? Give him some of my shitty death stares?
Ooh, but it's okay. I'm in a good place about it.
Are you sure? Because I can... Oh, God. I'm fine at past.
You look terrible.
Ever since I've been at Jimmy's, we've been partying nonstop. If I don't get a night off soon, I think my liver is gonna slide out of my body, you know?
No, Gretch. I don't know.
What?
You can't stop.
But I'm tired.
Were you born yesterday? Did you slither out of your mother's cooch yesterday, Gretchen? Are you a little born yesterday, diaper face?
Why are you being so mean to me?
Yesterday, I was safe in my mommy's tummy, and then I got born, and the world is so cold and hard.
I just want to drink tea and read a book and be cozy.
You shut the hell up.
Lindsay!
In the early days, Paul and I used to have actual fun. Then pretty soon it was laptops and bed, lights out at 10. And the next thing you knew, I was calling him the hubs and he could only finish in my hand.
What?
There comes a day when every relationship turns gross, old, and boring. Like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner. Don't puss out this early. Keep it awesome for as long as you can. I know. Do butt stuff tonight.
But I don't want to do butt stuff tonight.
Ow! You go home tonight and you dress up real slutty and you do butt stuff with your boyfriend. For all of us who let love die by becoming ordinary, do it for the sweater people, Gretch. The sweater people.
Wait, you wear sweaters all the time.
It's a metaphor.
So I know the premise of the show, you know, the basic premise is two people who don't want to be committed eventually becoming committed. But I really feel like it's how not to be a sweater person. Like, that's what everyone's trying to avoid. Do you think that's accurate or no?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I think there's a level that the show plays with that is about the fallacy of worrying about becoming a sweater person. It's playing with the silliness of fighting the natural progression of, like, getting older and falling in love and settling down. You know, there's a uncoolness that they are constantly fighting against while doing it and wanting it. As she said, she wants to drink tea and read in bed.
And be cozy. That's the really
Be
important part.
cozy, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's possible to avoid becoming a sweater person at some point? This is for the whole group, whoever wants
We're blazer people now. That's all I got.
How is a blazer person different than a sweater person? You don't know yet. You don't know. It's okay.
Blazers at least have, little patches on the elbows and shit, right? Some cozy, but we still mean business. Was there another question for me that I just laughed through?
No, that's fine. Actually, I have another question about that scene. Was that a real slap or a fake slap? Because it looks pretty real.
Depends on the take.
I think it was real, right?
They were often real when it was.
We're method actors.
Kether's a very in the moment actor, I would say. You're not exactly sure what you're going to get, but that's the beauty of it.
But also, do you remember those scenes were always the ones that you would be like afterwards, you'd be like, it was bad, it was so bad. Yeah. And I'd be like, let's just see, we'll be saved in the editing. I think one of the editors is here, by the way. Thank you.
Yes.
And I just remember being like in those scenes with Kether, and she would say, I don't think it went well. And I was like, you are the most brilliant actor I've ever worked with. Like, there's no way that this didn't go well. So I just love seeing those scenes because you were always nervous about them.
I feel like when I die, I'm going to regret being insecure so much.
Aren't we all?
We all are. I want to kind of switch gears and talk a little bit about the tone of the show, because as funny as it is, it also deals with some serious issues. Gretchen's depression, and especially Edgar's PTSD and going through that. So we're going to look at another clip that's a little bit longer. It's the scene when Edgar finally gets that meeting with that woman who's like, we'll let you in the video game, and then she kind of changes her mind. So let's watch that, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
No. Good. Boy, oh boy, son. I really got to congratulate you on your tenacity and dedication to overcoming your difficulties. You really are an inspiration.
Overcoming? Actually, I'm not doing so well.
Well, you got in to see me, and that takes grit and determination. Sometimes my own grandchildren have to make an appointment to see me.
Well, thanks. But should it take grit and determination to get help?
Exactly. Edgar, you are exactly right. Believe you me, when I think of the difficulties that our chronic underfunding has meant for our patients, it just makes my blood boil. We are making strides, though. We have a plan to stop being fax dependent before the next war.
Wait, you guys know when the next war is?
No.
I gotcha. I like you. I really like you.
I really like you.
Oh, that's so nice. You know what? What the heck? I am prepared to offer you 10 sessions in our virtual reality trainer. They actually build a video game out of your trauma. It's really so fun. But scary, of course. But more importantly, it's shown real efficacy in ameliorating battlefield trauma of your type.
Well, I know about that,
Yeah?
but I was told that study was full up.
It's our little secret.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. But I guess I don't understand. What if I hadn't kept asking and asking?
Let's get you signed up, shall we? Okay. So you are taking Paxil, Ambien, Clordia.
11 different medications, actually.
Well, I take 15, and I never went to war. Getting old, don't do it.
Yeah, but actually, I stopped taking those.
Oh, dear. Which ones?
All of them. I stopped them all.
Okay. So, when you are back, on the full course of your prescribed treatment, then we can revisit whether we can locate a place for you in one of our alternative programs.
Yeah, but they were not working for me, and this might.
If you're hostile to one of our treatments, how can I offer you another? Especially when our budget is limited and there's so many deserving men and women.
No, I'm not hostile, okay? I don't like the side effects. They make me feel blotchy, okay? It's just turning down the volume. It's not living.
From where I sit, we seem to be at an impasse.
No, I'm not leaving. You're gonna help me. It's the only reason you exist, to help us. And no, it's not enough to be fed a one-size-fits-all cocktail of shut-up pills.
Oh, if we had shut-up pills, we would have prescribed them to you by now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ah!
Are you done? Okay. You feel free to
Make another appointment once you're back on your prescribed medication. Okay, huh?
So obviously that's a fantastic scene, and one of the things that strikes me about it is just all the different tones in it and how it goes from really, funny moments to that really intense dramatic moment at the end. And starting with you, Desmin, but also from a writing standpoint, is it hard to kind of manage all those different tones, and how do you approach that when you're doing a scene like that?
No. No, because at some point you just gotta give over to it. So when it's that sort of nuanced in particular, which is the greatest thing about what Stephen and the writers did with them. It's just so easy to get out of your own way and do it.
Yeah, and by that time you knew the character so well.
Yeah, I mean, Des obviously is fucking brilliant. From a writing standpoint, the tonal stuff is very difficult because it can go so poorly. I imagine if I could cook anything, it's not unlike going too far with one ingredient or the other, and then everything tastes awful. And I mean, when we approached FX about getting serious in the second season, when you create a show, you generally, if you make it past the first season, you have to come in then and pitch the entire second season or third season or whatever to the executives. So you guys gather around and write for a few weeks, and then you go, okay, I think I got it. Oh fuck, all right, I'll let you know on Monday. And you go in and you pitch the season, and so for the second season specifically, that was third season where we had gained their trust. But the second season, we were like, hey, so we want to make a season about clinical depression. They were like, what? It's a half-hour comedy, guys. And we were like, yeah, we know, but we think we think we can do it, and we think this cast is intelligent enough, and we think the writers are strong enough that we know how to make it funny, because Genji Cohen, who I learned to write under on Weeds and Orange Is the New Black, always talks about how some of the biggest laughs you'll have are in a hospital room. Tragedy and comedy are so close, and I think if you stay really close to the truth of it, it works, rather than just wildly throwing in a dick joke where it doesn't fit or trying to be funny. rather you have someone like the VA woman. She's the one kind of making the jokes, but it's in service of her job, which is to keep veterans from trying to access treatment. And it's not really her fault because they have such little resources. And so if they dealt with everyone on a human level, they would be overwhelmed. They would not be able to do their job. So they have to. So I guess what I'm saying is it affords you the space to make jokes because it's in service of her objective, which is just to get him to shut the fuck up and go away.
Right, right.
Okay, I'm back. 3 things. Can I get a tissue? Can I get a drink? And now I'll talk. Seriously, though, on the tissue and the drink, that would be great if anyone's out there. No, but, very early on, we before we shot the pilot, there was one particular vet that we were in touch with, and I remember speaking to him on the phone. Thank you, Christina. I got that. Oh, appreciate you. And I just remember this one thing that he said, like at the end of us talking, and he was talking about when things were getting so bad that he would go out to try and get people to beat the hurt out of him, and that like stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And so all of that is that,
Yeah, yeah.
And that was it. So.
And just the last thing about that, the veterans we talked to, sort of universally, we were like, what do you want us to do or avoid? And they were like, we find comedy in all of this. Like that's the only way we can survive is so make us laugh. And so that was sort of a big challenge.
Sure. And I mean, aside from the veterans that you talked to for research purposes, did you ever hear from, other veterans who were like, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing on the show?
I do, many.
You still do now?
Dozens. I still talk to quite a few of them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we're still in touch via Instagram or email if the relationship developed along that way. As we kept on going, I just kept on thinking, like, I just want to make these, 20-something or so that like really reached out to me that I have either met in person along the way or wrote something to me that was just brilliant and touching that like I want to make them proud. I want them to feel seen and heard and understood. And I felt like when we clued in on that, because Stephen and I talked about that quite a bit, then we like really opened it up to a larger population of vets who have never seen themselves on screen, right? And then we really just tried to clue into that as much as we possibly could so that if we were realistic and honoring them to the best of our ability, then we knew we were doing the good work,
Yeah.
So many of them, talked about, most of the time you see vets and they're just like beating the shit out of somebody in a Best Buy for no reason. And, that sort of hits home when you don't. I don't come from that world one bit, but being broken and misunderstood and feeling like you haven't been seen your entire life, it's easy to find, a common place and your people in an unlikely scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to say I watched the show when it was on. I wrote about it. I loved it at the time, but I went back to rewatch a lot of it ahead of doing this panel, and it's even better than I remembered it was. Like, it's just an exceptional, exceptional show. And one of the things that stands out a little bit more when you're watching it in a condensed period of time is all the running gags, which I was aware of, but it was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. So I want to talk about a few of them. And this is the part where you start talking shit about people again, possibly, maybe. It's up to you. There are a number of jokes about Moby in the show. Jimmy at one point wants to give away a scarf because it looks too much like Moby's, if I remember correctly. What's the deal with Moby?
Well, okay.
If you can say
so
public-
no. The only thing I will say about Moby is that, and God bless him, and his giant, is it vegan tattoo on his arm?
He has a restaurant in LA.
He did. It closed. It didn't work. It wasn't great.
It got closed
Little
behind one
Pine.
of his secret pocket
Yeah,
doors.
Billie Eilish took over the space. No big deal. No, Moby's the number one person that I know, like Hollywood celebrity that girls I know have made out with and feel really shitty about it. That's all.
Wow.
Wait, why? Why?
I don't know. Why do they make out with him? That's a good question.
Why do they feel shitty?
Why do they regret it? I don't know.
I won't question further. I'll just let that sit there for everybody, because I have another musician-related question. Sufjan Stevens Broth Restaurant. What is the deal with that?
Yeah, we had a running joke about Sufjan Stevens trying to open a broth restaurant. And we asked him then to be in it. We wanted to shoot a fake commercial with Sam and the guys because they had invested in Sufjan Stevens' broth restaurant on Gretchen's advice and didn't go well. And Sufjan Stevens said no, he wouldn't do it. So I don't.
Let's not pick on him now. I think
No, he's the
gone through
best.
enough.
He's the best.
But that just reminded me, Travis Barker was supposed to be on the show. Do you remember this?
He was there.
He was
for a
there
little bit.
and then left before we shot.
He had to pick up his kids from school.
Yeah. But like when we were it was Henry Rollins instead.
And then it
right?
became Henry Rollins on video, yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to let that out of the bag.
Okay, good information. Trash juice. That's it. That's the question. Trash juice?
Don't drink trash juice. It's terrible.
Where did it come from?
High school, my high school, we'd have a luau every year, and they'd make like Kool-Aid and fruit and vodka in a giant trash can, and then you would drink it, and then you'd wake up, your mom's picking you up, and you're like, oh no, why is my shirt red?
All right, I'm satisfied by that answer. Did you guys ever drink any of the trash juice? What was the trash juice on set?
So, you want to talk about Kether's?
We clear this before you can talk about.
No. I was just going to say, no, we did. I don't think they drank. It was just like red food color or whatever. But no, Kether would often. We have a spit bucket, right? And so there'd be food or cigarettes, and then it's like, okay, stop rolling. You don't have to smoke anymore. Then she'd light up a cigarette. We're like, Kether, you don't have to smoke right now.
And I eat the froyo. And after each take, I was like, it's like prop food. Like, you don't have to finish it. And I'm like, oh, I know. And I kept
At some point, I feel like every one of the characters said "shiite." What was the genesis of that?
I mean, she's like.
But why did it keep showing up?
We liked, I don't know, it was a writer's room joke. We just liked the idea of it passing from one character to another, just the Shiite.
But also, I think the psychology behind that is Stephen's not impressed by much. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a compliment. Like, it takes a lot to impress him. So I feel like it's like, Shiite. Like, that's like the vibe.
It's high praise.
Yeah.
All right. This is a very important question. We got to get serious now. Washing your legs. What was the inspiration for that? And how do each of you feel about washing your legs? Like, what's your personal policy?
Can I just say, I was just asked about washing my legs in a press event for a different job, and they had no idea it came from You're the Worst.
Really?
And I was deeply upset, but also thought, now that's success.
What was the context for the question? Why were they asking you that?
They literally were like, you play these press games. I don't know, our business is stupid. But, you like play a press game, and they're like, so do you wash your legs? And I was like, oh, haha, you're the worst. And they were like, sorry? I was like, no, not you're the worst. It was a TV show that I was on, and we started this conversation.
Well, one of our writers, Eva Anderson, who's the weirdest person I've ever met, she announced that she doesn't wash her legs in the writer's room. And And we were aghast, all of us.
Does she rinse?
Well, she's in the shower. So there's rinsing happening. I think that was her point.
An intentional rinse.
She's no sucker. She's...
Today, getting ready for this, I did not wash my legs for the first time ever to feel it, to see what it was like. And I gotta say,
So who washes their legs?
I wash, rinse,
Okay,
Hands that are not up.
Who doesn't wash their legs?
One person.
There's more of you.
Some of you are lying.
I wash, rinse, and repeat.
Oh, wow.
Well, because I like to go in chronology, and then you
Right.
get down to the feet. I
Like the order of your body.
chronologically wash
from
my
top to
body.
bottom. Do you wash your body out of order?
I start up here.
No, I'm just saying chronology is time. So your head was made first, and then...
Actually, no. I do my armpits first. I wash my armpits first.
Pits, tits, and slits.
So European of you.
All right. We have now gotten to one of the most important parts of this panel, the Sunday Funday portion of the panel. Does everybody in the room remember the Sunday Funday song? Woo! Would everyone like to sing it? All right. Kether, you start us off because you're good at this.
A 1, 2, 3, 4. A Sunday fun day, better than a Monday. Could only do it one way, and that is the drunk way. Round 2.
Go ahead.
Sunday fun day, better than a Monday. Could only do it one way, and that is the drunk way. Woo! Better than a Monday.
Since we're doing surveys, how many people have come to this panel drunk? Okay, only a
How
couple of
about
you are
high?
doing this right, but do what you have to do.
And the rest of you are sweater people.
Who's wearing a blazer?
Stephen, I know I'm driving you nuts with this. Where did this come from questions, but where did this come from?
Sunday Funday?
Yeah. Because this is another thing that you guys started this and you don't get the credit.
Yeah, I mean, like Ross Dress for Less now sells Sunday Funday shit. I have no claim that we made that up, but that's one of those fog of war in the writer's room. I don't remember where Sunday Fun. I do remember. I had to leave the writer's room. I said, all right, make a song and pitch me the song when I come back. And they pitched me that, and I was like, I fucking hate that. And then I think they maybe went right to the cast and told them, they were like, we love it. And I was like, God damn it.
But it became like you had, with the exception of one season, a Sunday Funday episode in every season.
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah, and I mean, to me, it felt really gimmicky after, like, to repeat it. It was sort of like Slapsgiving or whatever that is on. There's nothing wrong with that, No, but just like easy, like chum for the audience. But it was really fun. It was like a fun. Listen, when you're writing TV.
They are the audience, Stephen.
Fuck you guys.
Chum for you.
There's like it becomes things that feel easy and like repeatable. It's like like on Conan you have these things that the writer's like, oh, thank God we can just do that bit again. And that that's one, thank God we can fill that space on the whiteboard. We can do Sunday Funday. So we always tried to make it different, or like the second season was the Halloween one, right? Which was like crazy and wild. So we always tried to make it a little different.
Speaking of, we're going to show a Sunday Funday clip. I think this is the third season. It's when you're trying to find the bar on the scavenger hunt. Let's roll that.
Buenas noches.
Well, great, Gretch. You wasted this entire Sunday fun day.
You have been a gigantic bitch all day, and I'm sick of it. Oh, are we seriously gonna do this? Because I've been waiting my whole goddamn life to do this.
I was born to do this.
They were too happy. They were too happy. No families are happy. They were actors.
Jimmy, I think this is over.
No. In battle, we risk all for a taste of the immortal. In retreat, sure, we lose nothing, but what we gain is far worse than nothing. Ignominy and shame. We don't give up because they make us. We give up because we're lazy or would rather drink and watch Treehouse Masters. Plus, no one tells my girl she can't go to their bar.
I can go anywhere! Except Nina, she's mad for some reason. And you're rustic.
Ace Hotel, Savile Ranch, Sagebrush Cantina.
The alcove, 4100, the tap room at the Langham.
Oh my God. How was I supposed to know Wolf Blitzer was married?
Once more, onto the breach.
It's gotta be somewhere weird. A closet, a wardrobe, the fridge. Go! ¿Dónde está la puerta?
¿Cuál puerta? ¿Los invitaste? No, mis amigos.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Nice touch.
Upstairs.
¿Qué están haciendo? ¿Ah? ¿Qué está pasando?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Voy a llamar a la policía.
Ooh, flautas.
¿Policía?
Mexico's spring roll.
Sí, bueno, se metieron a mi casa.
Oh, nice acting, dummies. It's gotta be in here.
¿Quiénes son ustedes? ¿Qué hacen aquí? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? ¡Nosotros tocan a mis hijos! ¡Somos gente buena! ¡Vamos a hacerlo! ¡Por favor!
I really thought they were actors.
It's okay, Jimmy. We tried.
It's cool, man.
It's worth saying for those who don't remember that they actually were right. The jail then turns into the bar, but or takes them there. What do you guys remember about shooting that scene? Because that just seems like it would have been nuts and hilarious.
Nothing. Do you
I don't
remember?
remember shooting
I
that
didn't
scene.
remember. No, I didn't remember the beginning.
I don't remember any. I remember the jail.
Wait. Alan's naked in the jail,
Yes,
right?
but
Later,
I have a boomerang. of that.
Yeah, like a cuck worm. Yeah. I don't remember
I
shooting
don't
that
remember
scene.
fighting with you. I don't remember.
Oh wow, you don't remember like choreographing?
I
any of
don't
that?
remember.
Oh, there was no choreography for that. There was no like fight. This is like, by the way, this show is pre-intimacy coordinator, pre-fight coordinator. I feel like there was just like, let's go.
You jumped on my back.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite Sunday Funday episode or moment?
As I'm like half crying and half laughing through all of this, can I just say this is so surreal and amazing, and I can't believe we get to be here. Like, what an insane thing. Sorry. This is wild.
Someone filming this? The panel? What? Is someone filming the panel?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Sorry, Sunday Funday
Favorite
memories.
Sunday film, yeah.
Sorry.
Do you remember any of the Sunday Fundays?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Spooky Sunday Funday was
Is-
the best
yeah.
because we got to do, I mean, just crazy shit. We had like people coming out of bathtubs and in goo.
Pulled into the couch.
And, like,
Through the couch?
yeah, who was it? Well, you guys got
Did we go
sucked
through a
into
couch? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Todd's character Vernon kept talking about the Babadook. He said they got a real live Babadook at one of the
And we had
at
those.
one of the haunted houses.
And we rigged the GoPro up, but it was so top heavy, and I didn't realize how heavy it was going to be. And the first take we got, like, I just fell forward.
yeah,
And I think that's the take we used. It was really good.
well, you had it on your face
It was
in
right
black
here.
light.
Yeah, but it was like there
yeah.
was like it was like wrought iron placement shoulder thing, and it was like this, and I think I just fell forward with it.
And that was when Kether was stuck in the well, right?
Oh.
Yeah, by fake Buffalo Bill guy. Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
in
You were in the well, right?
underwear.
Yeah, you were in underwear. Yeah. On Hulu right now.
I want to talk a little bit about the series finale, which I think is one of the best series finales ever, and it doesn't get talked about nearly enough. I guess my first question is, Stephen, did you always know it would end that way, or did you kind of figure that out in the last season?
I mean, I knew they were gonna. No, I didn't know. I mean, I think the big lie of TV is that that the writers always know how it's going to end and they know the exact right moment. It's bullshit, absolute bullshit. Anyone who tells you that is a lie. But I did know that I wanted the show to trace the very traditional steps of a relationship, and that was one of them. But if we had gotten a sixth season, we didn't end it, they just canceled us. They would have had a kid and done that stuff, and eventually moved into an old folks home, and then died in season 39, and
in Sarasota, Florida.
But there was I don't. But at a certain point, I didn't. Again, it's like a fog of war in the writers' room. I don't know when we decided that they would not get married, but be together. That just felt fucking perfect for us. And my wife Christina was the one who really pushed me to include the montage set to the Mountain Goats' No Children, kind of showing what happened after the show ended. Yeah.
Well, that is a beautiful segue because that is what we're going to look at, the last few moments of the series. Let's watch that clip.
I hope that our few remaining friends give up on trying to save us. I hope we come up with a fail-safe plot to piss off the dumb few that forgave us. I hope the fences we mended fall down beneath their own weight, and I hope we hang on past the last exit. I hope it's already too late, and I hope the junkyard a few blocks from here someday burns down, and I hope the rising black smoke carries me far away, and I never come back to this town again. In my life, I hope I lie and tell everyone you were a good wife, and I hope you die. I hope we both die. I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. Our friends say it's darkest before the sun rises. We're pretty sure they're all wrong. I hope it stays dark forever. I hope the worst isn't over. And I hope you blink before I do. I hope I never get sober. And I hope when you think of me years down the line, you can't find one good thing to say. And I'd hope that if I found the strength to walk out, you'd stay the hell out of my way. I am drowning. There is no sign of land. You are coming down with me, hand in unlovable hand, and I hope you die. I hope we both die.
Hey, you know that there's always a possibility that someday I might leave my phone and keys at home and step in front of a train. You know that, right?
Yeah. But I'll move on really quickly. Like record setting.
Okay.
Just to follow up on something you said before the clip. So your wife was the one who suggested the Mountain Goat song?
No. No, she said that's a terrible song. Don't pick that. That's really awful. They're saying horrible things. No, but she suggested that we do that montage. Yeah.
And so in terms of, because you guys had such great music on this show, and I thought that was just an absolutely perfect choice. Was that something you scripted in, or did it occur to you later?
No, I just John Darnielle had done a Weeds cover for me when I was on Weeds. We did different versions of the theme song, little boxes, and so I had a bit of a relationship with him, and so I just love the Mountain Goats, and I knew that song, and I thought it would really fit, and it did.
Yeah. So for each of you, how did you feel about where your character ended up in this finale?
I mean, I wanted it to go forever, so that was disappointing.
Yeah.
But in terms of how it ended, I mean, it felt like it was really beautiful and honoring. I do remember shooting that last scene. Also, the decision to grow my eyebrows out, and I'm like, why? I'm not Cara Delevingne. So anyway, that's what I was thinking watching that. But the last scene where we're sort of eating, I remember trying to improv during that. And one, Stephen hates improv in general. But secondly,
Well,
it's the
lowest
last
form
scene.
of comedy.
Lowest form of comedy, yes. And I just remember Stephen being like, stop it. So, yeah, you were right.
I loved how it ended for Edgar. I feel like he finally found himself, found some confidence, found some independence. And in the actual penultimate scene, when he told Jimmy that he didn't think that he should marry Gretchen, I felt like there was like a brotherly bond that we had been building to, and all throughout, and to get to that place where you could be that brutally honest with somebody meant more than him like moving to New York and possibly becoming a comedy writer or whatever it was. There's even like this one moment that's in there that I think Chris and I didn't know the cameras were rolling, and Jordan was just rolling crazy in that speakeasy that we were in. And I think I put my head on Chris's shoulder, and we both said at the same time, "I love you, buddy." And that was it. And to me, that was like what I remember being the end of Edgar, right? Because like that was like, finally, he had, I don't know, just put one foot in front of the other finally.
Yeah, and it changed the dynamic between him and Jimmy. Like he was not, they were equals now.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about her getting married to Paul again?
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what happened. I told Des, just in full transparency, I told Des to answer next so I could ask Stephen what happened, because I forgot.
I mean, you did stab him. It's a little weird that you got
I guess that's where I'm going.
But what scene? We remarried?
It's a thing we just watched.
Yeah.
Oh, we're at the movies. Okay.
So I guess it didn't bother you.
No.
I'm just curious, did you, like, in the writer's room, did you try out different potential scenarios for what might happen to them, or?
I'm so sorry. This is me sober, you guys. Like, I'm clean and sober for over 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the writer's room, you go through, every scenario. But I again, it's very hard to remember in the writer's room stuff. But you come across something and you go, oh, fuck, okay, what if we do the exact opposite? And then you analyze that and go, okay, no, what if we do to the side? No, okay, and so you stress test each sort of outcome. But it always felt to me that they would end up together. She had matured. I don't know if Paul had.
Did she mature?
Yeah, I think so. I think a little bit, and I think what you said about Dez's character, it's very astute. Like that's what we wanted him to become equals. He was such just the sidekick. I mean, and that's the thing about rom-coms in general, right? There's a sidekick, and knowing that I was walking into writing a rom-com, I was like, I don't want fucking sidekicks. I want them to, because no one is not the center of their own story. Everyone is the protagonist. And so I wanted him eventually to get that status and set out on his own and go to New York.
I think, isn't there a scene somewhere in there where Lindsay and Edgar even talk about, like, we're not the side.
Yeah, they have the self-awareness. Yeah.
That's the Beyonce monologue.
Yeah, exactly.
Ew,
There-
not a side.
Oh, this is a good quick story. While we were shooting that, Kether would go through, just whenever you're an actor and you have like a weird swallow, you kind of have to start again. And we were sitting there in the scene, and Kether's on a roll, and she's just going for it. And then at some point it stops, and she goes, and then she would start again. And then that like started becoming part of the ism that was part of the scene. The reset. And I don't know, I always found that to be really
I had
endearing and hilarious.
to, when me and Des did scenes together, I had to look at the floor sometimes or I'd laugh. Because he was cracking me up. I would be like, no offense, Des, like, I can't look at you during your coverage because I'm going to laugh. So I would stare at the floor.
So even though I just said what a perfect ending this was, I'm going to ask you, would there ever be a possibility of...
Yes.
A limited...
No, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
A limited series. A limited series.
What's the question?
We should do a limited series.
I mean, is there some kind of a follow-up, a limited series, a movie where we actually see them becoming parents and,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we would love to do anything. I mean, the obvious answer is, I mean, no, they're not, unless they want to do it. We can't do it. But
what if we crowdsource the funding? Everybody give some money. Who's here? That'll kickstart it.
Then we have like Zach Braff's movie that no one watched. No, FX has to fucking pay for it. I got to make you guys do it. No, I mean, yeah. The answer to all of these is, but the truth is that this experience was just as joyful as it may seem. Like these people are fucking amazing and so talented, and this was a dream, and we are. At least I am, and maybe it's kind of pathetic, but I love watching it, and I just think it's like so fun and cool, and I would do anything with these people.
Or like when Sex and the City does like a movie. Like we should do a movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're the
Exactly.
worst movie.
You're the worst in Dubai. Let's do it.
No, during the show, I actually dated somebody who was from Dubai, and he left, and Stephen was like, oh, he went Dubai-bye.
On that note, we're actually going to do something special and have a musical closing to this panel. I'd like to bring out Leah Wilbaum of the band Slothrust, who's going to play a song that you may all recognize. Woo! Sorry, did you want to say something, Stephen?
No. I was just going to vamp while she got her shit. But Leah, this was a song that existed, and it was a band I discovered, I don't even remember how. And this song I just thought was so amazing and perfect. And I called Leah, I didn't know her, but I got in touch with her and I begged her. And she was like, no, you can't have my song. And eventually she relented. And then she sang at our wedding. And I'm so excited she's here. She's off tour, briefly off tour with her band Slothrust, who did the song. But you should listen to all their shit and go see them when they play.
Hello, here it is. I'm gonna leave you anyway. I'm gonna leave you anyway. I'm gonna leave you anyway. You're gonna walk right out that door. You're gonna walk right out that door. I'm gonna watch you walk away. want my face to be untouched. I want my face to be untouched. I don't want nobody's mark. I want to sleep and dream alone. I want to sleep and dream alone. I want to fade into the dark. Carve it all up, you'll find nothing to put upon your plate. Have no logic, too much reason. It's an admirable trait. Carbonated feelings bubble up every morning when I wake. Up, chug, suck up. Best take your vitamins. I'm doing what I can for my body's sake. I'm doing what I can for my body's sake.
Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you to everybody on the panel, and thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you.